Hey y'all, my name is Jayden Flynn, and you're listening to another episode of Oak Performance Radio. Enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Oak Performance Radio. I'm your host, Adam Lane. If you're new to the show, our goal here is to create some content, some fantastic content for athletes, parents, and coaches. We tell stories, have laughs, and go into everything that is the end game of athletic performance, helping athletes achieve their optimal performance and be the best they can possibly be. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Oak Performance Radio. I'm your host, Adam Lane. With me today, three-time guest. Yes. Returning guest, Ms. Jayden Flynn.
So much fun.
Jayden, thanks for joining us.
Always a good time.
Look at that. You were in episode like 3?
Yeah. It was, yeah.
Was it the third
honored.
one?
Yeah.
Oh, honored.
Great.
Yes.
And we were in that gym.
Mm-hmm. In that little officey thing.
Really little.
Yeah.
And then we came in here with another group and
Rachel and Trace.
And
now we've gotten rid of all
squad.
of them. You know?
Yeah, seriously.
And here we are.
This is all that's left.
Episode 150 something.
Oh
I don't know where we are. 155, something like that. Yeah. 3 to 155. Look at that.
That's awesome.
Much has changed, Jayden, in the years.
So much.
Jayden, for the tens of people that don't know you and don't know why you're such a big deal, tell them who you are and why you're such a big deal.
Well, I'm Jayden Flynn. I went to Belvedere North. I graduated in 2022, so this is going to be my 4th year playing in college. I go to Stephen F. Austin in Texas, a really small town, East Texas, quite literally.
The best part of Texas.
Yes.
You're going to go Texas, you go east. You don't want to be West Texas.
Yeah.
There's nothing out there.
Absolutely. So I've just been balling it up for a little bit for fun. It's pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome.
Like it. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
You, can I say, so some background here, Jayden, your group that came through, probably the most talented group of volleyball athletes that we've had on the girls' side come through. And you guys all went your separate ways. You ended up at SFA. Mm-hmm. I remember you being excited, but hesitant in the same breath. Cause I remember you calling it like the Belvedere of,
it really is.
Yes.
Crazy small town.
20,000 people or something like that.
Yeah.
The only thing that's there is the college.
Absolutely.
Is there a Walmart or?
A Walmart.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you're going to go there, you got to fly and drive a few hours just to get there. Yep.
So how do you get there? Fly to
Houston.
Okay.
Drive out 2 hours.
Okay.
So it's a whole trip of traveling to Nacogdoches.
There we go. So how'd you get back here?
I drove.
Okay, all the way?
I drove all the way. I picked up my dad at the airport in Arkansas.
Okay.
And then we just drove up the rest of the way.
He flew to Arkansas? Okay. That's on the way?
On the way.
Okay.
Little Rock.
Okay. So you don't drive by yourself however many hours it was?
Golly, no.
That would sound
like
terrible.
15, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was nice that he flew down. And
it is.
Yeah.
And I'll do the same with my mom. I'll drive her to Arkansas and then I'll drive the rest of the way to school. Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
There we go. Put some miles on the vehicle.
Yeah, seriously. And they just got me a new car too, so they drove it down thinking I would fly back up, but I just took it right back up to see them.
Nice.
Yeah.
What kind of car?
Awesome.
What'd you get?
Toyota RAV4.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Because my car kept breaking down.
Yeah.
So I thought I would need a new one in Texas.
My in-laws, Heather's parents, have 2 RAV4s, and my father just got one.
Yeah,
they love the RAV. Is it a hybrid?
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know. Sorry.
How long have you had this car?
A few months.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Eventually, you'll figure out.
Seriously.
If it's half electric or not, that's okay. That's good.
Oh yeah.
Jayden, we were talking last week about we're looking at the flags in the gym. And I think you uttered the phrase, "I hate that wall."
I do.
And it's interesting because it shows like every where every kid has gone off to college,
which is awesome. Yeah. That's amazing.
It's amazing.
There's some great schools there, but
yes. But sometimes it hasn't worked out for kids.
How many fingers?
Yeah.
Our kids still played or even went to those schools.
Yeah. So I'm curious to know your experience, and I guess you're going into this. I want parents of kids who are currently like going through this recruiting process, or like you're in high school, or kids who are in high school, like thinking about this college thing, to learn from about what you're about to say. Cause I'm curious to know your mindset going into this, cause you've been insanely successful with this.
Yeah.
You've had a solid career. and it's still going, which is nice. You've been healthy and you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is all the things that you want. Like you want to enjoy it. It shouldn't be awful.
And be successful with it.
And be successful. Yeah.
Crazy combination.
Yes.
To hear these days.
Yes.
Absolutely. In high school going into college, I wasn't even super confident. I even not necessarily wanted to play, but it's a hard commitment to be 100% about because it's such a big deal. I mean, you hear so many kids. It's just a lot. That's just what they say. It's just always a lot. So going into it, I'm not necessarily saying my hopes were low, but I wasn't going to have high hopes that this is going to be the best experience of my life. So
in the nicest way, I'm trying to remember back in that time. I don't remember you. I remember being a little worried about you in the sense of I don't know if Jayden's going to I really thought it was too far away.
Yeah.
It was too remote.
Yeah, absolutely.
You love your family. It's really hard for them to get down, to see, watch you.
A little crisis too.
Yeah.
If I were to go through. I was stuck.
Yes. Like your sister went not far.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say not far, whatever. You're a couple hours away. Yeah. It's not bad. When you're 20 hours away, that's a different story. I was, again, I mean, this is nice. I didn't say anything, but I don't know. I hope this works for Jayden.
Everyone thought that.
Okay. I wasn't the only one.
I'm sure. No,
okay.
no.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Okay. It was just a big commitment. So yeah, getting there, I wasn't, it's hard to put in words because I don't want it to seem negative because it wasn't. It's just, I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm going to play. Oh, I'm going to love the coaches. I'm going to love every single one of my teammates. I'm going to love where I'm at. So I put in the work of really enjoying the littlest things to turn into actually enjoying the big things into it. So in those workouts, in all of those 2-a-days we had in the summer, as a freshman, you have no idea what's going on and you have so many new teammates. I feel just being so uncomfortable in those positions was the best thing for me because I was I have no idea what's going on. I'm just going to go with it. And I did. And
uncomfortable how?
I don't know these people at all. Any of them actually. And it's so different from here because literally everyone and you have a family here. These coaches really don't know me. I don't really know them because it's they just hired me. So we're going to figure this out on the way.
I love how you use the word hired.
Well, it's a business.
People would say the word recruit. It's
literally a business.
Nikos on the podcast we just had used the word business too to describe this college thing. And I think people don't think of that.
And I also want to go into that too in just a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just being there, you don't really have a lot town-wise, things to do, and coming from a small town, you really do have to make the best of it. So I feel I was good about that because when you are struggling with those long workouts and then you're going straight to practice and then you have class, it's oh my gosh, I'm only going to focus on that because my day sucked. So every day is going to suck after that if you have that mindset. But I quite literally make a plan throughout my day every single day because I'm I'm not going to focus on hating volleyball, which I don't, but hating that I have to go to practice and all these things because I'm going to do something fun for myself or I'm going to go spend some time somewhere that I enjoy. But yeah, it's hard for people not to expect that and to expect the best because you are getting told the best things that are about the school you're going to go to. So you're going to expect that. So yeah, hoping I'm putting that into good words.
Yeah. So early on. So, okay. We were, let's be clear. So dial back 4 years ago, 3 years ago, we were all worried about you. You get down there, you don't know anyone. You kind of know your teammates, but not really. Yeah. You kind of know the coaches, but not really. Yeah. You're in a city that is, what is it? 17 hours away from home? Is it straight trip? 17 sounds awesome. Sounds like a beautiful drive.
Yeah. A good weekend trip just to go home. No, out the door.
Oh my gosh. Talk about, I guess early on in the way of I could see a lot of kids getting frustrated, being just straight up lonely. College is hard enough by itself. Now all of a sudden you have these other stressors going on. Strength coaches that try to beat the tar out of you, with workouts. Yeah. Volleyball coaches that are keeping you to a high standard. You're young, so who knows what the coach is thinking in the way of, is Jayden a piece to this puzzle this year? Yeah. Or do we need her next year or the year after or something like that? There's only 6 on the court and you have whatever, 15 on the team or whatever it is. Like there's 9 kids sitting out at any one time. That's 60% of the kids are sitting out. What happened next? How'd you work through this? Obviously it worked out well for you because you didn't anticipate starting.
No, which I don't think really anyone should. Even if I was told, which I was going to start. I was like, no, I won't. And that's okay.
You were told that when?
In my recruiting process.
In your recruiting process. Wow.
That we expect you to come in and play. So I was like, all right. I don't really know.
Did you seriously not believe that?
Yeah, because everyone says that. Everyone says they were told they're going to play and then they don't.
Good for you for having hesitation with that. Cause I think too many of our kids get, oh, you want me to play? Oh,
And I think when in the recruiting process, we were always told to ask, do you expect me to be on your court when I get there? And I think majority of them did say yes. And I am going to try to believe them and think, I will play. But it's like, they have to make so many promises. They're talking to so many girls every single day. And it's like, wow. And even in my recruiting process, they're like, if you don't take it, we're just going to go take someone else. So you have 48 hours. And it's like, okay, that's just all a lot at once. So you just got to believe in what you hope to come and not expect the most. I don't know.
Those are very wise words. Did you believe everything that you just said 3 years ago?
I tried to.
Did you? Okay.
I seriously, I was telling myself that because I was like, ooh, it could go really bad. But I don't know.
Okay.
It's a really rocky process. It is.
Well.
It just sucks. And I got so lucky that it's awesome now. So lucky. But backtrack. What did you say?
Things have changed. So Jayden goes down there.
Yes.
You're doing these workouts. You're going to class, going to practice. Don't know what's really going on.
Yes.
You're playing a sport that you think but who knows? You're second guessing yourself probably around every turn.
I think it really went well in those just little moments that I'm going to work hard in the gym, in the weight room, because I'm not a very vocal person. I'm not going to be communicating to my coaches all the time. And am I going to play wait, why did you take me out on this certain thing? I feel like I do a lot with my body language, especially to even the younger kids or the older ones with me. It's I'm not very communicative. I'm going to work my butt off, but I'm not going to tell y'all all to do the same thing.
You're a little introverted with that. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And even my coach says that I'm a good leader by example, because I'm not going to run the court with my words, but I'm going to do all the things right. So you feel obligated to do it with me. Yeah. If that makes sense. So I feel like just going along with anything I've experienced in college right now has been by doing that. Even outside of sports in school, I'm doing volunteer work or I'm a little weirdo. I'm in the maker space at my school. So I like to sew and I like to make little buttons. People don't realize that you can have a life outside of all of this. That genuinely.
Would you call it maker space?
It's literally called our SFA maker space. Yes, I'm the only one in there.
What does this mean?
It's just a place where you can do a bunch of crafts and art stuff in there. I'm in a ceramics class this semester. I am enjoying myself all around. I have love in my life. Seriously.
That's awesome.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
And I'm not telling people to do the same thing, but I want them to see how happy I am doing it. That's my thing.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So I think that's interesting. I was talking to one of our 17s a couple of weeks ago. And she was saying how, because similar to you in that situation right there, there's some kids in the club that live volleyball, breathe volleyball. That's all they need. They can go to school and do volleyball. Mm-hmm. They don't need anything else in the world. And this particular athlete does. She has friends that don't play volleyball and likes to hang out with them, you know. She has a boyfriend and likes to hang out with him. She has a part-time job and, does little things that aren't help, get you away. We've had, between our college athletes that we've had on here, some of the, League One kids who have been on here, I say kids because they're 25. But like they bring that up in the way of like, hey, you need a hobby.
Absolutely.
That's not just working out in volleyball.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because if something goes wrong in that category of volleyball and working out, it's going to ruin your day. It's going to ruin your week. It's going to ruin the whole experience. Like, you got to have a balance with everything. Yeah.
And you think you went in with a balance?
Absolutely. Because I knew I was going into the town that was like Belvedere. So I was like, I'm not going to start off being depressed and lonely, thinking I have nothing to do, especially in the summertime. That's all we do is just work out and play volleyball. You've got to do something to have a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
Seriously. And I do have fun with volleyball, but
there you go.
Why not just add on to it?
You didn't pick up hunting or anything like that?
No. That's the boy sports. Okay. That's what all the football players
You guys have all the hogs, right?
We do.
They're all over the place.
And you're legally supposed to kill them.
Yes.
Jayden,
that sounds awesome, by the way.
Gosh. No. So some of our volleyball players go on those trips too and partake in that activity. Yes.
Well, yes. They're overrunning Texas.
Yeah, they are.
Help be part of the solution here, Jay.
Our roadkill is armadillo and hogs, and I don't even know.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, deep Texas stuff. We literally are deep Texas.
I hit a hog. I would have been here earlier. Oh my God. How big are they?
Huge. Literally like that big. It's probably do some damage to your car.
So
scary.
This is much bigger than a raccoon.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they're so heavy too, and they're
but not
disgusting.
Quite a deer.
No, but they're thick.
Do you eat them?
Ew, no, I don't think so.
If you shoot them, I mean,
yeah,
it's good meat, I would think.
I'm sure, but they're just gross. I mean, they're considered rodents.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why.
I didn't know that.
I know. Oh, gross.
I don't know if I want to eat a rodent.
Either. I agree.
So rewind here. So I'm so curious, like these early years, and then obviously to where you are right here, or this early time, you get down there, you're going through the motions, but you're still skeptical that coach says, I'm going to play and But obviously there are other setters on the team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 4 at the time.
4 setters on the team.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a thing.
Yeah. I was like, no, this isn't going to work out. Whatever. Yeah.
But did you commit without going down there? You did.
Yes, I did.
Because this was COVID times.
It was.
And like to travel all the way down to what's the city? Town?
Nacogdoches.
Yep. To travel down there is not a thing. So you just did Zoom calls and yep, I guess I'll come to your school for the next 4 years
of my life. Literally get my major and everything in it. Yeah, I know. It was huge. So it's hard to feel like super excited about something like that when you don't get the great experience. I don't even know if it would have been the same kind of thought I would have had even if I went down there too. Like, I'm kind of glad I didn't see it. It can just be so, you expect to go to these huge schools and just have the most things to do because you think that's going to be the best experience. But I'm glad I didn't because I would have had such a bias with it. Like, I've made my experience from myself, from like literally the ground up. Like, I wasn't offered everything. I had to put the work in for it. And I think that's what really helped me out. Even my friends, like, they all feel the same way. It's like, we don't have a whole lot to do, but we're having a really great time doing it, figuring it out ourselves. So I guess it was like, what is it? Something in disguise?
Blessing.
A blessing in disguise.
There we go.
It was. Yeah.
So I'm going back to early freshman year here. So you're working, you're getting after it, you're doing the things. At what point do you know that, hey, she's legit, I think I am going to play? Did you start the first game?
Yeah, we had a scrimmage. And obviously when you run a 6-2, you have 2 setters playing. And
have they always run a 6-2?
Yes.
That's a thing.
Yes.
Okay, that's a thing she likes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they had told me that was going to be a thing when I got there because I do not want to block. Oh my gosh, that wasn't. And
that's a bonus for a 5'7"
Absolutely.
setter.
Yeah, it's not going to make me feel any less of myself.
Not that you don't sky high with the vertical, Jayden. But
thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I needed that. I don't need that anymore.
It's the power cleans. That's what get you there.
Oh my gosh, I need to hide my thumb. Yeah, so going in on that scrimmage, when she told us the lineup, I was like, okay, this is going to be kind of fun. I'm playing. I'm the second setter. I couldn't even tell you. Maybe Tyler. It's like University of Tyler. It's a small D2 school. And then thinking like the next set, another setter would play, or the other 2 setters would play, and they didn't, and I did. And then the games kept going. I was still playing. So I was like, this is fun. Like, I'm just going to assume I'm always going to play and I'm going to work my hardest and warm up because I'm going in, and which I would anyways. But yeah, it was a good feeling. And it was never like, oh, I know I'm playing the rest of the season. It was like, I'm a freshman. I'm going to freaking work my butt off, because if they were in, I'd be happy for them, but I'm in right now. So I have to use the opportunity. Like, really, I never felt like I was too good to ever play over them. I always thought, oh, they're awesome. We're all here for a reason. Yeah. We're all at the same ability right now. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, have you guys had many transfer out of SFA through your years? Yeah.
Yeah. But it's usually just the younger girls. Okay. Maybe thinking that they would play too, or maybe they were told they were going to play and they went to some other schools. So it all works out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jayden, I'm impressed that you came in with this mindset that, like, hey, that, because I think people come a little bit more conservative / pessimistic. I don't know which, because it's easy to like get your eyes big. Oh, coach said I play, I'm going to be amazing. I'm going to go there and be like red carpet rolled out. And
to add on to that, in club, when everyone gets to play, it's hard to understand what it feels like to be on the sideline, but still be on the team, because you're not taught that. Like, you're just always playing and you're always a part of on-court stuff. So it's hard. Yeah. I think that's what some girls are struggling with.
Yeah. Well, we talked on that because, we were talking that, hey, I think a lot in this area that we seem to have 10-person club teams, maybe 11, But in Texas, you were saying club teams
are like 18 girls on one team. Like, they're used to this.
Yes.
I think that's why my team has such a good mindset. Like, if I'm not on the court, I'm not going to pout about it because I'm still on the dang team. Yeah. They understand what it's like to be a teammate.
There's 10 kids out of, not playing that are cheering their faces off.
I still feel like it's such a weird feeling being on the sideline with our whole team engaged on the game. It is like the coolest thing to see. Even our coach will like shout us out and be like, the bench helped us win that game because we're all cheering and we're all just ready to go in. Like, our coach will be like, you win. And they know the game plan right then and there. That's why like our team is so good about everything we do, because we're all just have the same idea of how we're going to do this. And you don't have to just tell everyone every 5 seconds, quit pouting. Oh my gosh. You're on the sideline. You can go in at any second.
Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah.
Because that's a thing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. In club, it was great. I got to play all the time, but it's also like I never got time off the court to understand how the game was working. It was just, oh my gosh. Yeah. Next serve. Okay. Let's do it.
You literally didn't have another setter.
No. Ever.
Ever.
My whole life.
Literally ever.
I know. It is awesome. Yeah. It is awesome to see what's going on the other side and understand that when I go back in, I can use it against like them for our advantage. So
yeah, I think that's a thing where if you're a club athlete and you're used to, I'm on the court, I'm always playing, I start on my high school team and look how great I am, and be prepared.
Absolutely.
And not only be prepared to sit on the bench, but like kind of expect it and get that perspective.
You should feel amazing if you see time on the court your first year or any year. Come on. Like, this is a privilege, y'all. And I would hope that when you get to school, you're not as good as everyone else. Yeah. Like, you're not the star anymore. Sorry, you're not. And you have to fit in what that team is expecting you to do. So you have to work your butt off to fit in well. Like, jeez.
Jayden, that whole thing was awesome. And you used the word y'all in there. That was...
I know, sometimes it slips out.
So good. That East Texas coming out right there.
Coming out. Oh, gosh.
Fantastic. What are expectations for this year?
So last year, actually backtracked 2 years. My sophomore year of spring, I was the senior because we didn't have anyone above us. So so that was just a lot.
Setter, you were the only
senior setter with 2 other girls that were in my grade. So sophomore year, we were already like, all right, we have to get this going. And then we had a bunch of freshmen come in, and this is our first year. Like, oh gosh, we're like the leaders now, but we're only juniors. So it's weird. I feel like we had no time to like figure this out. And we just had to, you just have to be thrown into something like that. So it's just kind of messy when you have more newbies than OGs. It's just a little overpowering and you feel like you don't have enough mind, but like just to go along with it.
Yeah.
So
leadership.
Yeah, like absolutely. So that was just, it's hard to get on the same page. We had a lot of communication with our coach at that point. Just like, what do you want us to do in this sense? And that's when she gave us like our roles, like what she saw in us as I'm leader by example.
Mm-hmm.
Other girls, the other two are vocal leaders, like very vocal, like you need to do this or just go for it because you're not helping us on the court right now. So something like that. This year we only have 2 newbies and then we have 2 transfers coming in that are older than us. So this year, summer wise, we're going to get this thing going. Like we're all going to be on the same mindset. Like we're going to dominate, but we're going to be kind to each other and we're going to be respectful because that's who we are. Like seriously, we are just not mean people to each other. And other teams in our conference have even told us, they're like, you guys are just a great team to watch. And we had girls from other conferences come transfer in because they want to be a part of our team. So it's really nice to hear that because it's not even something like we talk about a lot. It's kind of just expected. Yeah. So not having a bunch of newbies coming in, it's going to be fun.
So props to coach for putting all this together.
Absolutely. Also about that, the recruiting process my coach goes through. So she'll bring girls in to go on their visits, but she makes sure the girls have time with the current players just to hang out so we can see what they're like on the outside. And then we go back to our coach and we'll be like, oh yeah. No. And she's like, I don't even care. I don't care that they're the best player ever. We're not going to take her. So it's really great. Wow. Like she cares so much about everything outside of the talent too. Yeah. Yeah. It's great. And I think that's something good to even ask in the recruiting process or even when you're like, what do they want in a player? And do you really care about how I'm going to impact your team right now? Yeah. So it's so important.
See, that's impressive because you could see how selfish that could turn into if the kids didn't.
Like the business thing. Yeah. Like, I'm just going to get the best player ever. Yeah. And I don't care. You guys can work it out.
This girl's left-handed 6'1" setter. No, says Jayden. No, coach, we don't. I didn't like her attitude. It wasn't very good. No, but like the trust that she has in you guys to understand that, hey, we want to be the best team that we can.
It's a really good feeling. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. That I think is the biggest thing that I feel like kids need to do is they need to spend time with like whatever recruiters or recruitees need to do is spend time with the current team and figure out.
Absolutely. Because you're going to spend a lot of time with those girls.
Which you did not, right? No,
I had a Zoom with the team.
That had to be easy.
It was horrible, let me tell you. Holy crap. I think that was more
how many kids were on the...
Oh, probably like 8. I hated it. I hated every second of it. Oh my gosh. Because if I were to do that with a girl, I'm like, hey, and I feel nothing for it. I know that girl's shaking. And I would be so scared to go on visits now. I never even went on any. I would be so scared. Spending all day with the coaches. Props to y'all now. Yeah. That's horrible.
Boy.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So, blessing in disguise again.
Blessing in disguise.
My recruiting process.
So, this year looks pretty good.
It looks great.
Okay.
Like, absolutely great. Girl from Puerto Rico, going to be libero. I mean, our lineup probably won't change. We have a lot of hurt girls coming back. Like, really good things. I'm really excited. Our coach basically was like, I'm going to make this last year amazing for y'all. So, she got the best of the best.
Last year for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Not last year for her?
Last year for me, yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Hopefully not last year. But she's old. She's got a lot of... No, she is. She really is. She's
I knew she was getting up there a little bit.
40 years of coaching at SFA. Oh. She's never coached anywhere else.
Wow.
Right outside of playing volleyball at Tech, she coached at SFA and hasn't left.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, she's getting up there. Yeah.
She's great.
Go out with a bang.
Go out with a bang. Seriously.
Whew. Have you seen many, and maybe the answer is no here, have you had many kids come in as freshmen and it not work out for them? Yeah.
We've talked about this with like just our current players. It's really weird because those girls that don't really fit in with us or kind of have like their egos pretty high, they fade themselves out because they can feel they don't really fit in with us. It's not even like we shut them out. It's very them, which it really works out great. So, or coaches just can see it and fade them out. And they figure out where they want to go because it's just not the best fit. So it works out, but not in a toxic way. Like, this sucks. So we all distance ourselves from each other. It's good.
Yeah. Jay, if you give parents, coaches, or parents, kids listening to this right now, who are, what's the biggest recommendation to help them? Because here's my biggest frustration. Again, going back to the flag thing, you put so much time, effort, and energy and money into strength training, into club training, into the tournaments, into hotels. Holy cow, the hotel industry, I think, is being floated by club sports. I think that's all it is.
Especially, yeah.
Oh my gosh. And to do all of this work, all this effort, like my kids are, I guess we've done some club things, but like at such a low level, and to a point where when we go to a lacrosse tournament and we have to drive into Barrington and then spend 4 hours of lacrosse, and then like that exhausts me.
Yeah.
And we're not even staying overnight. We're not going to Louisville. We're not going to Kansas City, not Florida, not Salt Lake. Like I'm going to Barrington. Like,
and it's still a hassle, I bet.
It's still a hassle.
It still is.
It kills. You have 2 days off in a week and you commit those to your kids and their tournaments, to sometimes watch them get beat by more than you could even possibly imagine, and it's just, I don't know. It's insane.
Right.
Anyway, what the heck were we talking about? Anyway, so these kids, in the way of like, it's so sad to get to the end of this deal and be like, now I'm committing to college. Now I'm taking this next step, which is the goal, which is the goal. Like that's what Eric says. Hey, this elite program goal is to get you to college. Boom. And then you get to college and then it sucks.
Yeah.
And then
everything sucks.
And then everything sucks.
Everything sucks from there.
And then it messes up your whole, the whole academic piece where like,
oh, absolutely.
You have to transfer, do the credits transfer over, blah, 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 blah.
You may not like it there either.
Yes.
It's just a lot.
Who knows?
Just a lot.
Yeah. What recommendations? What do we have here, Dr. Flynn?
I think you really should never assume what you will be getting. I think communication with every single person you're going to be involved with, where you're going to be, is the best. I feel like I remember being here communicating with Eric for hours about how I'm feeling and about what to expect, and he was good about it, very transparent about it. But then I feel like I didn't really get to talk to many coaches in depth on my recruiting process, or even the girls. But if I were to redo it, which I wouldn't, but if I were, I would be I want to spend a lot of time with these girls. I want to see what it's like at practice and what it's like at the weight room, which our coaches bring them along for a whole practice, for a whole weight lifting thing. So they just see it, because I went in and I was like, I don't know what this is going to be. Holy crap. I thought these workouts were going to kill me every day, all of this, but it is all great. So really just ask. Yeah. Just ask, and you want to know. You don't want to assume everything. You don't want to assume it's going to be horrible or assume it's going to be great. You just want to know.
That's good. And you didn't do any of that.
I did not. So yeah. If I were to go back, I would do that.
Yeah.
To myself.
That's fantastic. What roles did your parents have within this recruiting process? They
were very, I'm going to follow you. I'm not going to tell you where you want to go. Obviously, they did not like that I was choosing a very far school because they weren't going to see many games and all of this, which sucks. But anywhere you go, it's going to be decently far unless I'm going to stay in Chicago or Wisconsin. But they knew I knew what I wanted. They trusted me, and you just have to. And I think they did very good about not giving me their input, but they waited until I asked for it, because school was very important too. And my mom was doing what I did. So she waited. She waited for me to open up to her about it. Wow. Even when I was scared, she was
Did you?
I got you.
Did you eventually open up?
I did. A few crying nights. So yeah. I think giving space, but holding the girls together in this process is important, because this is their decision. They're going to do it. Their parents aren't going to go through it. So
yeah. Because sometimes you hear parents who are more active than the kid within this, that they're the ones making the recruiting videos, the highlight reels.
Yeah.
And
absolutely. Which my mom was so good about. Hey, okay, we need to get recruiting stuff. I'm going to help you get a recruiter, but then you guys are going to be communicating. So she's going to help me get all these little things together, but I'm going to be the one to really dial it in and what I want out of it.
There we go.
Yes.
Good job, Mom.
Good job.
Because that's not easy as a parent. Like
Yeah.
especially if it starts to cost you money or something like that. Now, if it doesn't, that's amazing. But if it does, then it's, what are we doing? How are we, what's your plan? Like, that's where it gets a little goofy. What, Jade, what have we missed recruiting wise? I think this has been very helpful. I love everything that you're saying here because I think too much of the time kids they'll see a school or they'll see a flag that's not up there. That's like, oh, go to that school and fly that different flag. And, oh, I like the colors. I like the football field. Right. Oh, the football field. Absolutely. The quad is really cool. Like, and none of that.
Yeah. Yeah. My parents were never really like that. And I think.
And you weren't either, though.
No.
You didn't even see the quad.
I didn't see anything.
Is there a quad at SFA?
Barely.
Okay. It's a small grassy spot.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. I think they were also good about like, I'm not going to go to this big school and that's okay. I'm not this like 6 foot left-handed setter. I'm not going to go to Wisconsin and that's okay. I didn't even know what SFA was. And they were like, they're going to give you the degree. They're going to get you playing. Like they're going to do the same job I would get anywhere else. So I don't know. I guess I never thought about that. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Shane, this is fun. I'm going to pivot this a little bit. Talk about, because you had a little bit of a knee thing in high school.
Yeah, I did.
Jacked up your senior year a little bit. A lot of gymnastics back in the day.
Yeah, seriously. A lot back in the day.
You did lots of things. Athletic family.
Yeah.
I really think the gymnastics helped your whole athleticism. Like I think that's massive. The body control and stuff like that. Wayne could say, Jayden, just move like this, and then you could because like that's what gymnastics is. It's do it like this. You're like, oh, like this, and then you do it. You've been healthy in college.
I have.
Yeah,
and they've been so good about it. Yeah. Absolutely so good about it. Trainer and coach, very communicative. Like I said. Debbie, or my head coach, is very, let me know how you feel. If you don't feel great today, let's lower the reps. You're still going to get good amount of reps, but you're not going to overdo it.
Yeah.
And she, oh my gosh, awesome. Knee, freshman year, not great.
Oh no.
Horrible. Crying at practice, horrible.
Oh.
It was really, really bad. So at some point we were just like, this girl needs to get out of here. And we need to get her something right now. So we got the shots, took a little break. I'm good. And like constantly in communication with me about how I'm feeling. Yeah, it's great. In the weight room too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really great. We're never overdoing it with anyone.
Yeah.
Everyone is this way. So yeah.
I was telling you earlier, the little strength performance conference I went to this weekend, the coach provided the stat that 90% of injuries are due to overuse, due to overtraining. Which, I mean, you think, hey, I swing 300 times a night in practice. Hey, I have shoulder pain. Oh, weird.
Yeah, where did that come from?
So odd.
Really?
90% of the time. No, so 10% of the time, it's either then freak accident, which happens, just crazy. Or I guess it could be undertraining. Like if you are physically not strong enough to do what you're doing. Yeah. So it's funny though, when you think about, hey, that 90% of the time is overdoing it. And it's so easy to be like, no, we got it. We're grinding away. We got to do it.
We got to get to the championship.
This is what we do. Right yeah. Suck it up, Buttercup. Yeah. Like this is go time and you need these reps and blah, 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 blah. Oh, you also need to feel good when you're on the court too. So if something really hurts, if the knee is really killing you, okay, if you can't walk like a normal person, you definitely can't jog, run, or sprint like a regular person. So like, how the heck are we going to put you on the court if that's not the thing? So that communication piece, I absolutely love. I think if I were a recruiting parent, and that would be a question I would have. Like, what type of relationship do you have with the strength coach? Because I can't believe what the kids will tell me and Matt and Katie and Kyle stuff that they will not tell their own stinking coach. They're
going to have no idea.
And they have no idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I made the mistake this year of assuming that these kids had these conversations with their coaches and they had not. And so finally, when I went out and be like, hey, Amber, what about, Kira's she has a shoulder thing?
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Like, what do you mean? This has been 2 months she's been talking.
Jeez. Yeah. Even like after even if we don't have injuries and we had a hard game, our coach would be like, we're not jumping today. So I feel like I'm saying like our coach is awesome and we're doing all these easy things. If we're hurting just a little bit, we won't do it. Like that's not even it. Like we're working our butts off, but we're going to be preventative and take care of our hurt people. It's good.
I think it also helps you then during the work that you do is really, really good quality work.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
As opposed to just like garbage reps.
Yeah. But a lot of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And all the open gym stuff that's going on right now. I know the kids are having fun, which is great. Yeah. This is not quality volleyball that's going on. This is, we're just having fun, which fun's important. But like when it gets to practice, like, do you need a 3-hour practice or can you do everything that you need to in a 2-hour practice and do it really, really well and then move on?
And that ties into like, will they actually do it though? It's like, this all has to be cohesive. Like you have to show up so we don't have to do that. It's like, we got to find a balance right now.
So through that, knee got better.
So much better.
When you say shot, like cortisone shot type thing?
The PRPs, is that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where they spin your blood and then inject it back in you. Yeah. I just got 2 more. So my senior year will be amazing.
You're so cool.
I know.
Where do you get that done? Down there?
Down in school, but I've gotten one up here too. Yeah. Okay. It's so easy.
Huh.
Yeah. Shot, walk in, and I'm good. I'm good to go. It's
interesting.
Yeah. Literally safe.
I know very little about it, but obviously it's good for you.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you, outside the knee, healthy.
Completely.
Okay.
I hate to be like bragging on my team again, but like our team is also very good about nutrition. And our coach,
Jayden, I like where this is going. Okay, good.
A few of our girls are nutrition majors and they're so good about it. Like they're so good about it. A lot of our freshmen had no clue about any of these things coming in. Our girls are like, let's make a little plan. Let's make a little plan. We have a nutritionist come in sometimes, but like, it's so much easier to like understand how to even work this through when you have someone else that is doing the exact same things as you. So they are great examples. And when we go out to eat, like, we're going to be good about what we pick and we're going to feel good. So I feel like my nutrition has made such a great impact on me because in high school, it's so hard to just be healthy all the time because of club, because of high school, because you're traveling to all these games. So our girls are just really great examples of what it means to put good things in your body to feel good for long periods of time. Like it's just really nice to have that resource instead of someone that's like an adult that works with multiple sports, doesn't really know. So it's been nice.
So let's dissect this a little bit because we talk. I almost didn't do a nutrition presentation this year because it's literally been the same presentation for the last, I don't know how many years. And my thought is these kids got it now. Like it just exactly what you said. Eat some whole foods. Don't skip breakfast. Eat some protein, blah, 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 blah. Turns out kids need to constantly be reminded because if not, it doesn't get done. Once we did, it was funny because kids started bringing in, it's almost like a tackle box. Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Just multiple different kinds of things. Yeah, that's awesome.
Cut up fruit and cheese and grapes and string cheese and blah 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 blah. I'm like, why didn't we do this in December? Well, it wasn't cool in December. It got cool in
it's like a little trend. Yeah, that's great.
I guess I think it's a tackle. It's a tackle.
It probably is. Like, the little compartments.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's a good idea.
Breakfast, Jayden. What do you? I want some big nuggets here. Okay, because our kids hate breakfast. They wake up. Why would I eat breakfast?
Well, I have 2 options and I love them both because we have 3-hour practices, but I'm there at 5:30 in the morning. So it's really hard to eat like meaty stuff and like just heavy stuff. So I make like a good Greek yogurt parfait, but not like a super sugary one. And I put a lot of different kinds of berries in and like hemp seeds, chia seeds, and then they're kind of seed. And then like a lot of nuts. So it's like good and crunchy like granola. So I get all those little things in, but it still tastes good like it's a little yogurt parfait. So but it's a lot. It's like high volume stuff. So it really fills me up. So I'm fueled throughout practice because we do have those little snacks in our like locker room, like the little granola bars that some of the girls have to eat because they can't eat a lot in the morning. So it's like, I don't know.
So you'll eat that before your 5:30?
Before my 5:30,
Gotcha.
And then after,
but it's pre-made, like it's in the refrigerator.
Which is the biggest thing. Okay. I think that my team has decided that we all need to be doing, especially in the dorms, because in the morning we live with an athlete that's not volleyball. We don't want to wake them up. Like we need to be proactive so we're not disturbing our time and like our peace of others. So I think meal prep is awesome.
Gotcha. So you make all this stuff. It's in the fridge.
I do.
So what time do you wake up to be there at 5:30?
Minutes before I leave. Like, actually, I'm like in bed till the last second because I want to enjoy it and not be rushed and think of all these little things. Like,
are we talking 5:15?
Yeah.
Is that okay? So you
absolutely.
Alarm at 5:15.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grab and go.
You wake up.
Grab and go.
Grab and go.
That's like,
you grab water in your little parfait.
Yes.
Do you eat it before?
Yeah, I have to. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because you start working out and doing things at what time? At 5:30? At 6?
Like 6:30, but we're doing like stuff before.
What are you doing before?
Just like little rehab stuff and then getting our like band work in and our ab work in.
Okay.
Just random things.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you can easily, food can digest at that point.
During that little time period before we get going.
Okay. So that convenience piece is absolutely massive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Go train. What time are you done?
Like 9:30.
Okay.
And then class for a little bit. So
do you eat after practice?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's like even a little bit more of a snack until I eat like a huge meal. It's a lot of like little protein balls and a little like some fruit, like a banana or something. It's just like easy stuff in the moment.
Yeah.
So
you make your own protein balls?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have kids that make them here. They're fantastic.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, that is great.
The only rule we have is that you have to give Adam one before you offer one. But they're fantastic. What an easy thing.
They're so easy, yeah.
Some oats, some peanut butter,
some dates.
Ooh.
I know, they're really good.
Dates are fantastic.
So good. And
good fiber with it.
Yes.
And,
and our girls make them as desserts too. That we like to make little different concoctions with them. It's amazing. Like this is how we're also having fun with it. Like it's like not a competition, but it's like we're sharing what we're doing. Yeah. It's so fun. So fun.
Fantastic. So then other snacky things, class. At some point you get home.
Yeah. Finally I'm home.
And then eat a real meal?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of eggs, cottage cheese, even more fruit. I can't even think what else. Maybe like some peppers, zucchini, like stuff like that. Okay. Yeah. But that's going to take more time to prepare. But that's my time to like cool down.
Yeah.
From my busy morning.
But you cook yourself.
I do.
Because
everything.
You're an adult human.
I am.
And you take responsibility.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I can't even like think about the other sports. It hurts my heart because our girls work with like basketball, girls and men's, and like the things they're saying, like they haven't cooked a meal in weeks. Fast food every day. I don't know. That's probably like, I don't understand how they go on the court and they're running that much. I would die. So I don't know. This just has to translate to more teams.
Yes.
It does.
Chick-fil-A just rumbles around in your stomach. And
I would be puking every hour. Ugh. Yeah. It just has to get going.
Yeah. Any tricks of the trade for when you travel with your nutrition?
Like those little seeds and nuts I had mentioned earlier. I like to bring those in little containers for when we have like hotel meals. Or like a lot of us bring like our own peanut butters and stuff that don't have like the high sugars in them. And we like to eat a lot of snacks, like nuts in general. But other than that, we like do bring a lot with, and they ask us for a grocery list so we can be very
cool.
Yeah, it is really nice. So we can ask, or we can tell them what we want.
They go shopping?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's really
So you travel to
Louisiana.
Yeah.
And they take a Walmart trip before.
Cool.
Yeah, it is. It is really cool.
That's fantastic.
And a lot of Gatorades, a lot of protein shakes. So
yeah,
we're good to go.
What kind of protein do you do?
I don't really do much protein because we do like the core powers. Okay. Those can get heavy, but when I do.
Those can get heavy.
Have you heard of like clean, healthy eats or simple, clean, simple eats? It's like a protein powder. It's like maybe vegan, but I haven't found a good one. Okay. Have you do you recommend any to these girls?
I think it depends on what sits well with you. From an amino acid standpoint, whey seems to be the king with that.
Yeah.
I have noticed at the age of 45, it sits less well with me. But I can eat collagen all day.
Yeah. A lot of girls do that too. Yeah. I need to get into that.
And
I never know what to buy because everything's expensive.
Yeah.
So, but
it's all expensive. Helps my skin,
Yeah. Actually, I'm glowing. It's good.
It's not the lights here, friends. It's the collagen.
It's the collagen, yeah.
But I think awesome. I think there's something to be said about like cycling protein. Like I don't good and bad with this. Like you have your vegan proteins, which is great, but there's so much that goes into that processing of that to extract the protein out of a pea. Like,
yeah, no, that makes sense.
There's so much versus I would argue that there's less processing, still processing, but less processing like in way with getting that.
Right.
But then I think there's some really good things within the collagen stuff. So I don't know. I think you can hit all three and be good. And as long as you don't drink it and then want to like have to run to the bathroom because it's just running through you, that I think you're fine. A good idea. I also don't think, and you said this earlier, the what you call it, minimal ingredient food or Whole Foods, whatever. Actually. Like, and if you can get all your protein through Whole Foods, it's amazing. But
it's hard
as an athlete.
It's really hard, especially when you have to go to the dining hall. And you don't have a kitchen, but I do, so it's really nice.
What's your living situation right now?
A little duplex with my teammate. So it works out perfect. Okay. 2 bed, 2 bath, kitchen, living room. We have everything we want.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really nice. And we're both very good about cooking. So it just all works out.
Nice. So duplex. So you guys have one side of it and somebody else has something. Okay. Nice. So you guys went out and found your own. Yeah. Good for you. Look at you guys.
We're getting a lot more kids just at our school. So now everyone has to live off campus. So got to figure it all out.
Like they kick out the older kids? Yeah. So the new, okay. Yeah. So how long did you dorm?
2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's so much better. It's also like the balance thing to just live off campus and not be around that all the time. Yeah. And around other students. Like you can have a life and feel normal.
Yeah. I remember being so stimulated living in the dorms. Like there's always somebody's always up and down the hallway. Oh my gosh. And like
I can't even imagine the men's side either.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, I bet it's so bad. Like absolutely horrible. No respect for anyone.
Yeah, no, the girls I would think would be much quieter and
a little bit.
The guys are, oh boy. Yeah. Jayden, what did we miss? What do you wish I would have asked you that I didn't?
I don't know. I feel like I got to talk about everything I wanted to. I hope I did. And I hope it's helpful for girls, even in college right now too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just to go out and find something happy that is available to you. And good luck to all the club girls.
Yeah.
Make the best out of it.
Yeah. I'm thrilled for you. I don't want to say I can't believe it worked out this well,
but seriously, I can't either.
I just remember, again, I'm not involved with any of the recruiting stuff. I just remember when you chose SFA and us asking you about it, you were excited, but you weren't that excited about it. So it's the thing where like, did you just pick a school to pick a school? Also, it's COVID, the worst.
And it's Texas.
Wait, is this the right year? What year?
This was like...
No, 2021.
But I was getting recruited in
20. Yeah. So that whole, because you committed when?
My junior year.
Okay.
Like fall.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
Fall of COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. Terrible time.
Absolutely horrible.
Yeah. So for it to work out as well as it did, to find all these like-minded people, like-minded teammates, like-minded coach, even though it's another world away, far away from your family that loves to watch you play volleyball.
They sure do. Yep.
There are a few other things in their life that they enjoy doing. And you took the one thing and you like, no, mom and dad, you're not going to come and watch me.
No, nothing with me.
I remember when your mom would put on Facebook when she'd come and watch you. And,
oh my gosh. Yeah. It's a whole post.
She was so thrilled. Wouldn't happen very often.
No. A few times a year.
She's like teaching in the middle of it. Sorry, students, I need to go watch my daughter play volleyball.
This year will be even worse. Senior night. Oh. I'm coming up to Loyola. We're playing, so that'll be fun. A few days. She has to take off. Yeah.
She should take a lot of days off.
I know.
Would your dad come without her?
Yeah.
Being retired?
Yeah.
He wouldn't feel bad leaving her behind?
No. And she even does that. She comes by herself sometimes too.
Oh, okay. So, your dad was doing important things. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Good job, Jody. Good job. No, I'm thrilled that, again, this is the story we want. This is the story, of athletes that they work their tail off. They jump through all the hoops. You got coached by Wayne. You made it through on the other side of that.
Oh gosh, barely. Yeah.
You did the training, some overuse from doing all the sports, led to a knee thing that was rough, but you got over it. You came back, got to the other side, found a college you thought you liked, turned out you love.
Yeah.
And here you are going into your senior year and you're thrilled about it. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is the dream here, Jayden.
It really is.
Yeah.
And I wish it for everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone. It'll work out for everyone someday.
Somehow.
Yeah. Somehow.
But don't go in with the expectation of playing, even if you were told you're going to play.
Yeah. Let's work for it.
Things
first.
change and it's a business.
Yes. Communication.
Very
important.
with coach, specifically.
With coach, yes. Everyone involved. Just finding.
I think that's a huge deal. We didn't talk a whole lot on that, but expand on that really quick.
We have like a lot in our athletic department too. I don't even know, maybe like not necessarily athletic directors, but a lot of people that work with us to kind of get everything going with our games and just what we want, like gear wise, or I don't even know, just how we function. Mm-hmm. And it's really nice to feel like cared about outside of just our coaches. We just have a really good community. And just staff overall, like going into just doing some rehab, there's going to be a lot of athletic trainers in there, but they're like, they all know me and I all know them. Yeah. And it's just fun. Mm-hmm. It's just a good little family we have going on. Yeah. So that helps.
Communication is huge. Like, yeah. I think that might be the biggest reason why kids don't have good experiences, because they think one thing, and it blows my mind that these coaches sometimes don't communicate with the kids. Like, you have a team of 15. It's not like you have a 60-person track team. Like,
yeah, no, absolutely. Like, that's kind of impossible.
You're 15. You can put everybody in the classroom, and
yeah.
But some coaches are better than others. What's your coach's name?
Debbie.
Debbie is very good.
She is.
So shout out to Debbie. I obviously know she's listening. She's going to add another subscriber. Thank you, Debbie. But I think that's a big deal. So good. Low expectations. Communication.
So sad. Yeah. Just finding stuff outside of volleyball, like I said, because that can't just be the center of your happiness. Because it's not always going to be rainbows and kittens. Yeah. It really isn't. You got to find something good in other things in your life.
I think that's fantastic. When I coached track, we always liked our kids, like our sprinters, we wanted them to jump. Our shot putters, we wanted them to throw discus, because they're like, if you had a bad day throwing shot, well, hey, at least you have the disc to pass. And then all of a sudden you threw the disc pretty well, and you're like, oh, it wasn't a bad day. You don't focus on like, oh, I suck at shot, it's so bad.
Seriously.
Or you're sprinting, you fall started, but then you get to go long jump, and then all of a sudden you long jump pretty good, and you're like, hey, not a bad day.
Yeah.
And you completely forget about the false start.
Absolutely.
That like where if not, it's just lingering over you. You had a bad day at practice, like, oh my gosh. But then you're like, oh, I got to go make buttons.
Literally. That is my mindset. Literally. Just keeps me going.
Do you make the buttons?
Yeah, they give the materials and you can put them together and put a little picture inside. I had like a club team this year and I did it for them. It was just fun. It's just a good time.
You had a club team?
Yeah, I coached a club team down there.
Of course you did.
It was really fun.
In the city of?
Yeah, of Nacogdoches. We did it in like a little middle school gym. It's nothing like this. Nothing, which is honestly cool to see. Like we were just one team practicing. It was fun. It was something good to do outside also.
There we go.
Volleyball.
Jane, I see you really very much enjoying that and being very much up your alley.
Yeah, and actually.
Jeez.
Fun stuff.
What else? Did we nail it? It's all right there?
I think we did.
Okay.
I think so.
Jane, this was a lot of fun. I appreciate you taking the time, because we just went through all the things that you're doing in the next 3 weeks before you sprint back to college. Because you're seeing the world here in the next 3 weeks. So I'm glad we were able to.
I know. Get a little time before this whole thing. And before I go back to the good times at school.
I love that you're this excited about it and you enjoy it this much. That's awesome.
Thanks. Me too.
Jane, people want to follow you and see all the great things that you're doing. Where do they go?
Instagram would be great. Or even SFA Volleyball is just great to see all of our smiling faces all the time. Do some really
You guys
cool
do
videos.
Nice work on that SFA Instagram. Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
They're really good about it. Yeah. It's always fun to see a little post. Yeah.
What's your Instagram?
Maybe Jayden.Flynn, JAYDEN.FLYNN.
Okay. With the dot.
I think the dot's in there, yes.
Okay.
You'll see.
There we go. We'll throw it in the show notes. Things like that. Awesome. Jane, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Travel safe. Listeners, thanks for listening. We'll catch you on the next one.
Woo.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for listening to another episode of Oak Performance Radio. Don't forget to check us out on the social at Oak Performance and online at www.oakstrength.com/Oak Performance. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.